Welcome back everyone, we are ETCouple. If you don't know who we are, our channel is about doing things together as a couple and sharing our experience with you guys. So, in today's video, we are gonna review a very popular show on Netflix called The Queen's Gambit. Since my boyfriend is actually a chess coach, we thought it would be fun to have his reaction on it.
Yeah, so fun fact about myself, I used to play competitively when I was a kid. I remember going to tournaments every weekend. I remember traveling across the US to play in national tournaments, and I took it very seriously when I was a kid. Before I react to the show, I just want to explain a little bit about chess ratings and also chess titles. So chess uses a mathematical formula called the ELO rating system that calculates how good a person is, a person's skill level. So if I beat somebody with a higher rating than mine, then my rating will go up. If I lose, my rating will go down. How much I go up by or how much I go down by depends on both players' ratings.
So if your rating is higher, means you are better.
Yeah, so if your rating is higher, basically the higher your rating, the better you are.
But what was your rating?
What was my rating? So my rating has gone down a lot because I don't play as much anymore. But at my highest, my rating was 2163. The highest title you can get in chess is the Grandmaster title. I'm not a Grandmaster or anywhere near the top professional level, but I've beaten a Grandmaster in a tournament before. Yeah, which was really cool. Everybody was like surrounding my table and saying good job. That was really cool. Once your rating reaches over 2200, then you're considered a chess master in the United States. I was really close to becoming a chess master. To put into perspective, a grandmaster's rating is around 2500 and a top professional level is around 2700. And we even have two players over 2800. In the comment section below, guess how many grandmasters you think there are in the world today.
So how long does it take for a person to become a grandmaster?
To become a grandmaster, you have to dedicate your life to chess. Like, no exaggeration, it is so difficult to become a chess grandmaster. You basically have to become chess. Like, you have to become chess to become a grandmaster. I consider myself still a very good player. If anybody wants to challenge me, my info is on below. You can add me and challenge me. I hope that was helpful, and now let's get to the show. She lost the game in 4 moves.
How do you know?
Because it's called the 4-move checkmate. I taught you that checkmate. So I also taught her how to play chess, and the 4-move checkmate is like a beginner checkmate that a lot of people will do on each other, especially beginners. It's a very popular checkmate, and it's pretty easy to stop if you know what it is. So she clearly didn't know what it was, and she got checkmated pretty fast. Now we see her analyzing the 4-move checkmate, how she's trying to figure out how she lost, what happened, and I'm pretty impressed that she has this photographic memory, that she can do this in her head.
But do you think that's possible? Like she can just analyze it before she even learn how to play chess?
She knows how to play chess at this point.
Oh.
She knows how to move all the pieces and everything. She's just trying to figure out like how that happened to her.
Huh, okay.
You resign now.
She got her queen captured, and it's actually a really beginner mistake because the piece that she captured was protected, and I would assume that she could see that the piece is being protected. It's not that hard, but she lost her queen, and then the guy says you have to resign now. What do you think about that?
I feel like this thing is just because he is trying to teach her a lesson.
Okay.
It's not really about chess, but it's about an attitude you should have when you're playing chess.
So he said it's some sportsmanship. At the highest level in chess, when you become very, very good, then yeah, if you lose your queen, then you should 100% resign because the other person is good. It's just as good as you are. And at the highest level, even when you're losing by one single pawn, then that could be the game right there. So he's trying to tell her, hey, if you want to be the best and you lose your queen like this, then you should just resign your game. But I always tell my students to never resign.
The game is over.
This is my favorite part.
You cocksucker.
Get out.
It's so funny.
They can't respond until you've opened at every board.
All right, so that is true. This is called a simul, when one person plays a group of people at the same time. The person who's giving the simul, so her in this case, she plays white in every single one of those games. And once she makes a move, the opponent has to wait until she comes all the way back around to that board.
I'm gonna stay awake as long as I can, reading my book, learning the Sicilian defense. There's 57 pages about it in the book, with 170 lines stemming from P to QB4. I'm gonna memorize and play through them all in my mind.
She's gonna memorize them all and play in her mind. Oh my goodness. What I like about this part is that the Sicilian defense is an actual chess opening, so they got that part right. And back in the day, before computers and before all these like online chess, that is how you study chess. Like you got a book and you have a chessboard in front of you and literally just play the moves from the book on the chessboard. And so that's the old school way of learning how to play.
Do you have a clock?
No.
We have a clock sharing system. If your opponent doesn't have one, come back to the desk and we'll loan you one. Play starts in 20 minutes. What's your rating?
I don't have a rating.
Have you ever played in a tournament before?
No.
Are you sure you want to do this?
I'm sure.
So this is the first time they mentioned about the ratings. And I explained a little bit about ratings before. She is unrated, meaning she doesn't have a rating. It's her first tournament. And typically when you're unrated, you would play in the unrated section, right? Because a lot of beginners, they don't have ratings. After your first tournament, you're gonna get a rating based on who you play, who you beat, who you lose to. Again, it's the mathematical formula through the ELO rating system.
Okay. So they hosted this tournament at school, is that right? Like, do you guys have tournament at school?
So some tournaments would be in hotels, some tournaments would be in schools, some tournaments would be in libraries. The location varies depending on the organizers of the tournament. But most of the time, big tournaments are in hotels because of the space.
First prize in the open is 100.
Is it against any rule for me to be in the open?
Not exactly.
Put me in the open.
There are 3 guys in there with ratings over 1,800.
Chess tournaments, there's different sections. There are sections for people rated under 1,000, rated under 1,500, people under 1,800, and then there's something called the open section where any rated player can join that section. Now, the highest rated players will play in the open section because they can't play in the under 1,800 rated section. They say this guy is rated 1,800. You know, I'm rated above 1,800, so I will probably beat them. But
I don't understand about chess clocks.
Oh, the clock face nearest you measures your playing time. Each player has 90 minutes. After you move, you press that button on top, and it stops your clock and starts your opponent's. And you see that little red flag over the number 12 on each clock? Well, yours will fall down when the 90 minutes is up. And if it does that, you've lost.
yeah, so this is very true. When you're playing the black pieces, a lot of people don't know this, but when you're playing the black pieces, the clock is actually on the right-hand side. When I was playing as a kid, if you're playing black, you had the option of choosing which side you wanted to put the clock. Yeah. So if you're right-handed, it's obviously much easier to hit the clock with your right hand. If you're left-handed, people would put the clock on the left hand. So that's what they got right. In this scene, she's playing black. The clock is on her right-hand side. And once your clock hits 0, then you automatically lose the game. The time on the clock depends on the tournament.
And,
For recording your moves.
right.
Yeah, so why do you need to record your moves?
Great question. Recording your moves is super important. Number one, after you finish your game, you can analyze your game, you can review your game, you have your chess game on a sheet of paper. Second, well, I know with a lot of kids, there's been some instances where they'll cheat, they'll say like, oh, this piece is not on that square, oh, that's not on this square, and then who's telling the truth, who's lying?
Yeah.
You know, that serves as evidence.
Is this true why they separate the top boards?
Yeah, this is also very accurate. I'm really surprised. I remember when I was playing in national tournaments, they would put the first top 5 boards on like the stage. So it's to make it kind of a little more exclusive, because you know you want to get on the top boards. You want to be like, oh my god, I'm on board 2, I'm on board 1. You know, it's kind of like an exclusivity thing.
Okay. That's
You might be wondering why they're not notating their moves in this particular moment.
yeah.
So there's a rule: when your clock is under 5 minutes, then you don't have to notate anymore, because at that point your priority is finishing the game. Your priority isn't to finish notating. If your time or your opponent's time is below 5 minutes, then you don't have to notate anymore, because if you run out of time, you lose the game automatically. He was late. His time is probably under 5 minutes, and this is why he's not notating, and he's kind of moving quickly.
But do you do that in tournament? Do you like push down your king?
That's really dramatic. No, I don't do that. I would just stop the clock, offer my hand as a handshake, and say good game, and then I'd say, you know, I resign. I wouldn't just like, you know. I have seen a person just like, you know, hit all the pieces off the chessboard before. That guy was very dramatic. So if you enjoyed my reaction to this show, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. I would maybe do more episodes. I'm gonna leave a link below to some chess websites that I recommend. Take a look if you're interested. Yeah, I'm really happy that chess is getting the recognition that it deserves. It's an awesome game, and I like that they're challenging the stereotype.
Yeah. Let us know if you like it, so I will make him do the review on episode 3 and 4.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.